It's a learning thing. It's a learning every day. I'm in a great position to sit back, understand the game plan, understand everything. You know, I'm ready for my opportunity whenever that happens. But in this time that I'm not out there physically playing, I would say I'm growing everywhere super fast because you're gonna miss stuff sometimes if you do that. But being able to narrow down on things, just being comfortable in the offense. So going against the one defense good because even if you may get sacked by Myles, maybe. Nah, you ain't gonna say by Myles. Anyways, all the teams don't have Myles Garrett on their team, so I know I'm in good shape. Being able to go against the D-line every day is good because it helps me work on different things every day. But it's like tightening up my drop, not getting too deep in the pocket, being able to get through the read super quickly.
Shedeur Sanders looked straight into the camera and told Cleveland.com something that made jaws drop. He said, "Being able to go against a D-line every day is good because it helps me work on different things every day. Tightening up my drop, not getting too deep in the pocket, being able to get through the read super quickly. Even if you get sacked by Myles, well, you're always going to get sacked by Myles anyway, but not every team has a Myles Garrett. Think about that for a second. This isn't a rookie quarterback complaining about pressure. This isn't a young player hiding behind excuses. This is Shedeur Sanders standing up and saying, if I can survive Myles Garrett, then nobody else in this league scares me. That's not just confidence. That's the warrior mentality."
Cleveland Browns star QB Shedeur Sanders says scout team reps are his game day and he loves playing with them. As he quotes, "I have 6 games in a week. I'm happy rather than having one game only on the weekends." What do you guys think about Shedeur's sayings?
Now, let's pause here, because if you've been following the Browns closely, you already know the narrative being spun. Reporters whispering that Shedeur isn't really in the quarterback competition. Analysts saying he's being hidden on the scout team. Critics claiming he's just a flashy name brought in to sell jerseys. But then Shedeur opens his mouth. And instead of excuses, instead of frustration, instead of doubt, he delivers a battle-tested truth. The hardest part of his NFL journey isn't the games. It's practice. He's not running from competition. He's begging for it, and the competition just so happens to be the most feared defensive player in the NFL, Myles Garrett.
So I have 6 games a week, you know, so I'm happy rather than just having 1 game a week, you know, on the weekends. So the scout team receivers, all of us, we all know like every day's game day, and we definitely approach everything in that fashion and everything because I truly believe the receivers we have.
Myles Garrett is a nightmare for quarterbacks, a defensive end built like a gladiator, moving like a cheetah, and hitting like a freight train. He's the reigning defensive player of the year. He's the face of terror for offensive coordinators. And now, he's the personal sparring partner for Shedeur Sanders every single day. Ask yourself this: how many rookie QBs come into the league and get sharpened by someone like Garrett in practice? How many get to adjust to NFL speed not against second-string defenders, but against the absolute best edge rusher in football? How many get the luxury or the curse of being sacked by the same man who eats Pro Bowl quarterbacks alive on Sundays? The answer: almost none. Shedeur is living in a different reality, and it's turning him into something dangerous. Now here's where the controversy explodes. The mainstream Cleveland media has been obsessed with painting Shedeur as not ready. They say he's just running scout team reps. They say Joe Flacco is the safe veteran option. They say maybe he's a project, maybe in a few years. But let me tell you something. When Shedeur himself says that scout team reps feel like 6 games a week, and when those fake games are against the best defensive front in football, then who's really more battle-tested? The rookie sharpening his sword against Garrett, Darius Smith, and Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah in practice? Or the veteran hiding behind vanilla preseason snaps where nobody's really trying to kill him? That's the debate nobody in Cleveland sports radio wants to have. Deion Sanders, Shedeur's father, mentor, and coach, raised him on one core principle: stay ready so you don't have to get ready. That's not just a slogan, it's a lifestyle. And what we're seeing now in Cleveland is the living proof. Every rep against Garrett is a lesson in pocket discipline. Every collapse of protection is a reminder to trust timing. Every sack is a scar that forces Shedeur to read defenses faster, throw sharper, and stand taller. This isn't Shedeur being hidden. This is Shedeur being forged in fire. Let's compare. Most rookie QBs spend their first season wearing a baseball cap, holding a clipboard, and pretending they're learning. Some get thrown into the fire too early, ruined by bad protection and worse coaching. Others are coddled, kept away from real pressure until it's too late. But Shedeur? He's in a unique crucible. He's not playing meaningless preseason snaps against third stringers. He's not sitting in film rooms pretending that's development. He's in live combat every day against Myles Garrett. Tell me another rookie in NFL history who's had that privilege. Cleveland Browns fans have been through decades of heartbreak. QB after QB has walked into the city promising hope, only to walk out a disappointment. But this feels different, because for once, the Browns have a quarterback who's not afraid of the grind. For once, they have a kid who's saying, "Yeah, I get sacked every day, and I love it." That's not defeat, that's development. And when you combine Shedeur's raw talent with the kind of pressure only a defense like Cleveland's can provide, you get a quarterback who might just be bulletproof. But now we get to the controversial part. If Shedeur Sanders is being sharpened daily by Myles Garrett, if he's openly admitting that those reps are making him sharper, smarter, faster, then why isn't Kevin Stefanski handing him the keys? Why is the narrative still that Flacco or another veteran has earned QB1? Why is the Cleveland media pretending like Shedeur's scout team experience is somehow a downgrade? The truth is simple and uncomfortable. The Browns are scared. Scared of the rookie appending their safe plan. Scared of the media circus. Scared of the accountability that comes with starting a Sanders in Cleveland. But you can't hide a flame forever. Let's go back to the Allen Iverson quote. We talking about practice? Yes, we're talking about practice, but not just any practice. We're talking about practice against the most feared man in football. We're talking about practice that feels like 6 real games a week. We're talking about practice that makes Sundays look easy. So when Shedeur Sanders says facing Myles Garrett every day is making him unstoppable, believe him. Because one day soon, when his number gets called, defenses around the league are going to realize they're not Myles Garrett. And if Shedeur can survive Myles, he can survive anybody. Mark my words. The day Shedeur Sanders finally steps onto that field as the Browns' starting quarterback, the NFL won't be ready. Not because of his arm talent, though it's elite. Not because of his composure, though it's unshakable. Not because of his name, though it carries weight. But because while other rookies are learning through playbooks and preseason snaps, Shedeur Sanders has been forged daily in the furnace of Myles Garrett. And when iron sharpens iron, the result isn't just a better quarterback. The result is a weapon. So the next time a reporter tells you Shedeur is just a scout team QB, remember this: scout team doesn't mean sidelines. Scout team doesn't mean hidden. Scout team means survival. And if survival in Cleveland means facing Myles Garrett every day, then Shedeur Sanders isn't just surviving, he's evolving, he's ascending, he's becoming unstoppable. Ladies and gentlemen, war is happening in practice, and the victor will be revealed on Sundays. When that day comes, remember this clip, remember this moment, and remember these words: Shedeur Sanders is being made unstoppable, one sack at a time. The Cleveland Browns may think they're hiding Shedeur Sanders on the scout team, but in reality, they've created the ultimate training ground for a superstar quarterback. In a stunning interview, Shedeur admitted that practicing against Myles Garrett every day is making him sharper, faster, and fearless. Backhand index pointing right. If I can survive Myles Garrett, then nobody else in this league scares me. This isn't a rookie making excuses. This is a future franchise quarterback being forged in fire. While the media calls him just a scout team QB, the truth is that Shedeur is battling the NFL's most feared defensive line, Garrett, Darius Smith, and J.O.K. 6 games a week in practice. In this video, we break down Shedeur Sanders' jaw-dropping scout team comments. Speaking head: why practicing against Myles Garrett is better than preseason snaps. The false Shedeur isn't ready narrative pushed by Cleveland media. How Shedeur is quietly becoming unstoppable behind the scenes. High-voltage iron sharpens iron, and Shedeur Sanders is being built into a weapon. When he finally takes the field, the NFL won't be ready. Backhand index pointing down. Drop an SS100 in the comments if you believe Shedeur is the real future of the Browns. Thumbs up, like, bell, subscribe, and join us for more Shedeur Sanders breakdowns, NFL controversy, and Browns drama every week.